So, you caught your spouse cheating. You know your spouse is cheating and you're wondering what to do next. The answer to that question really depends. Does your spouse know that you know or not? If your spouse knows that you caught them cheating, what you're going to have to do is deal with it. You're going to have to deal with your spouse and the cheating. So the first thing you want to decide before you even engage in a conversation, maybe you need to take some time away, some reflection. Are you going to stay in the marriage? If you want to stay in the marriage, go to marriage counseling. You don't have to listen to any more of this. If you're undecided or you want to go, there are some things that you need to do. You need to you need to go fast. The first thing though, there are some rules. Do not have sex with your spouse. The reason that you can't have sex with your spouse after you found them cheating and you've decided that you're going to move on, you're going to get a divorce, is because as a matter of law, having sex with your spouse after you discover they've been cheating is tantamount to forgiveness. You won't be able to sue your spouse for divorce for adultery if you have sex with your spouse after you found that out. So don't blow a ground for divorce. It's a very powerful ground for divorce. The other thing you cannot do, at least not yet, is have sex with somebody else. Don't have a retaliatory affair. Don't have sex with somebody else. The reason you can't do that is because that will also destroy the adultery as a ground for divorce, and that is a ground that you want to protect if you have that. So don't have sex with either your spouse or another person until you have everything under control. And then the third thing that you do is you file for divorce right away. You file for divorce on the ground of adultery. Adultery is a ground that has no waiting period. You don't need your spouse's consent. You don't need an agreement. It's like, go directly to home. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. It's definitely a get out of jail free card. So you want to file right away. And the reason I'm telling you that, after 30 years of practicing in divorce law, you want to strike while the iron is hot. When your spouse knows they've been caught cheating, most of the time anyway, there is this overwhelming feeling of grief and almost an indebtedness. And you get a lot more of what you want in those first few weeks, possibly months. I don't really think you have that long. But that's what you do, is you file right away. After that, you need to gather all of the information that you can have relative to the marital estate. That's all the financial documents. You gather all of that and you bring it to a divorce attorney and you make a plan what you're going to do. The better result or the better approach is you don't let your spouse know that you know that he's cheating. And if those are your circumstances, that your spouse does not know that you caught them cheating, then what you need to do is, again, you figure out what you want to do. If you're going to stay in the marriage, talk to him, go to marriage counseling. If you want to use the adultery as your get out of jail free card, there's a lot of preparation that you need to do. You cannot tell your partner, and you cannot have sex with your partner. That just is the way it is. You want to protect that ground of adultery. But you need to collect all of the financial documents relative to the marriage. All the financial documents, quite frankly, relative to your spouse also. It all goes into deciding how everything is going to be divided, and if there's any support, like alimony or child support, if there's any of that that's going to be paid. It's all embedded in that information. And by financial documents, I mean retirement statements, pay stubs, tax returns, credit cards, and all of the activity. There may be some credit cards may be in your name, some in his name, some joint, all of the credit card activity. And do whatever it takes, whatever you need to do to get all of your spouse's financial documentation. If he has a desk go through the desk. If he has a computer, go through the computer. If you can get access to the phone, go through the phone. But all of the financial documents, and as far back as you can possibly get them, get them. There's a lot of information in there. Once you have all of that, if you're confident that you have it all and it's an easy divide, then you can proceed right to filing for a divorce. And at the same time you file for a divorce, it would be a good idea to get to put together and give with that complaint your spouse's get out of jail card free. And what I'm referring to is a separation agreement, and the separation agreement would orchestrate what's going to happen to dissolve the marriage. What's going to happen with the family home? Is it going to be sold? Is somebody going to live in it? What's going to happen with all of the financial assets that you know about? How they're going to be divided? Who gets what? And if there's going to be support, what's going to happen with the children? All of that could be laid out in an agreement before the fighting starts. Because even if you're angry, even if you're fuming, it is a good idea to avoid the drama and to get a good settlement, a good resolve, a good way out. If the marriage is over, focus on your new life, dissolving the marriage fairly, squarely, equally. You may want to punish your spouse. The court's not going to do that. There's only so much your spouse is going to take. But you may get a better deal with things like more time with the children, more custody rights, a longer period of maybe you stay in the house, a longer period of time for that. There's a lot of intangibles that may be more valuable than getting a few extra dollars. Sit down with a divorce attorney. Do your best not to lose your cool. Do not tell your spouse until you have your strategy, your information, and you're strong enough, ready to go forward. That's when you do it. But keep it a secret until you are ready to go. That's how you stay in control. Take some time, calm down, and then start the divorce process. If you need help, give us a call.